Woo-wee, ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again to dive into another epic Paranormal Portal. And I'll be your host, Brent Thomas. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. You made it to the weekend once again. And to celebrate, we're going to give you 2 full hours of the paranormal with no commercial breaks that I know of. If there is some, I'm not getting paid enough for them. So hope you guys are doing great. We are going to get to the news here, and then we're going to dive into something a little different, and this is by request of tonight's co-host. He is here, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Big Branch himself of my personal family tree, Mr. Sheldon Thomas. How you doing?
I am doing great, and I'm excited for today's show because the topic we're talking about tonight is just amazing, guys. It is amazing.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Hear you say that. Of course, what Sheldon is talking about is he just watched the Davenport Hotel investigation that I posted, the Paranormal Portal investigations, first debut official video that I released, and in that, Sheldon thought we should break it down a little bit. So I thought, that's a good idea, and I always wanted to do that at some point after releasing it, and why not now? And if you haven't seen that full video, we're not going to cover the whole video like end to end during the show tonight. We're just going to break down some discussion about, what happened, what transpired, what you're not seeing, and what questions you might have about what you are seeing. And hopefully we can break it all down and make that all make sense. This is our debut video, so there's some things obviously that I would have changed going all the way back to filming it if I could, one of which was not showing a long stretch of my double chin. I've lost 70 pounds at least since doing this video, but so I don't have that issue anymore, thank God. But it's on camera and it's preserved for all time on YouTube, on the YouTubes. So we're going to get into that after the news, And then we might dive into some cryptid stuff depending on where we're at with the time or the discussion. We can take as long or as little as we want on it, but I definitely want you guys to have an idea, and to give you guys the opportunity to ask questions about the video if you have any and you've seen it, and about maybe if you haven't seen it, you may get questions as you're watching it now. The clips that we're going to share with you tonight, or at least the pieces. We're going to go end to end on it, and hopefully you enjoy it. I do really hope you guys will check out the full version of it. It's posted on YouTube and Rumble, and it was just a really fantastic experience with some pretty powerful evidence, I felt, and we'll talk about substantiating that and what led up to that point. So, hold
the phone here.
Sure.
Did I hear that right? You said you lost 70 pounds now?
Yeah, at least.
I think that deserves a round of applause. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That is not easy to do. That is extremely hard. From all of us here who may have been going through the same thing at one point or another, we all know that it takes a lot more effort to gain it than it is to lose it. So that is amazing.
Yeah. It's been you got to learn to love salads. I'll say that. But no, I feel a lot better. I got a lot more energy and such, and that's good. And I feel healthier. I wasn't healthy at all. So I've got better. So anyway, thank you, Wizard Moon. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barbara Mora. I appreciate that over in Rumble. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that if I didn't, Deb, can't go wrong with the name Davenport, because that's, of course, Deborah Davenport Varner. And you can find her on Facebook. She is the Paranormal Portal Psychic. She does private readings, so reach out to her through that, and either that or on her email address, which is purplemysticreader@gmail.com. And Deb's amazing. You can check it out. We've got a whole ton of archives of Deb coming on the show and doing readings for callers to the show when we had phone lines. We would still have Deb on regularly if we had phone lines, but we don't currently. So Tommy Cooper's in the house as well. How you doing, Tommy? Good to see you, brother. Tommy, let me know in the chat if you would. I just got a request from a different version spelling of your first name on Facebook, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know if that's legit, and I don't know if it is. So I'm asking you right now if you can let me know in chats whether I need to just delete and report that or what, or if it's legitimate. Just let me know. But anyway, applause, Brent. Congrats. Thank you, Taipan. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I appreciate it. I thought you guys could tell. This as my cheekbones start showing up, I thought.
No, I can't tell at all.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Speedo already, but you can't see that. It's off camera. I've earned it. I've earned the Speedo rights, I think.
Is the six-pack shown yet?
Tommy says my profile's down. It's legit. Okay. All right. Thank you, brother. I'll go ahead and approve that then. I just saw it and I was like, is the six-pack legit in my fridge? That's the only legit six-packs going on around here. I'm not quite that thin yet. I'm working on it, but I got a little ways to go. Jesus. Yeah. Hey, Portal Mom. How are you?
Yeah.
Love you, Mom. Good to see you. I'm glad you're tuning in. So, everybody, say hello to Portal Mom. That's actually my mom and Sheldon's grandmother. And she's in here, Nina. Of course. Of course.
That's her name.
Yeah, it is, as far as you're concerned. Yeah. It always has been. Because when you were little, she wanted you to call her Nana, but you said that's what bananas were. So
yeah, she's not a banana. So no,
she's not a banana. So you pronounce it Nina, and that just stuck between you and Oliver. Yep, absolutely. All right. So yeah, that's Portal Mom. She's over on YouTube watching. No guy earned Speedo rights. John Temperance said, no guy's ever earned Speedo rights. Come on, dude, 75 pounds. Come on. Just around the house. No, I'm just kidding. I don't wear Speedos. I don't even wear tighty whities. I just, it was all boxer briefs.
That's nah. It's not in anymore.
It's not since the 70s, I don't think.
Yes.
Anyway. All right, so
baseball.
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 Maybe Speedo and baseball. Get it? The ghost box just made a joke. It's like a baseball sack.
Oh God. Oh, that's funny. All right. Whoever it was that gave him credit, that was funny.
Well, it was pretty good. That was pretty good. The ghost box is now making jokes. All right, we'll take it. I'll need all the help I can get with the humor part. So, all right. I've been all over weight scale, Barbara says, that I got to keep showing my license. I hear you, Barbara. Believe me, the struggle's real. I understand completely. Hi, M from Germany. M from Germany? Who's here from Germany? I didn't see that. Where was that? Oh, hi from Germany. The chatter named M. Hi, M.
Oh, hey, M.
Thank you so much for joining us, and hope things are wonderful over there in Germany. And
Yeah.
you've crossed the pond, and now you're hanging out in the portal. The portal is time and space anomaly anyway. So, all right. I guess without any further delay, let's get to some news. Grumpy Owl came in. What's in Brent's water? I'll never say publicly. It's what makes you say water.
It's only legal substances, guys. Only legal.
It was only illegal during Prohibition.
Oh, there we go.
No, it's just water. Just a little Arrowhead water. It's fresh from the tap of some faucet somewhere.
You're right, Dad. Even vodka has water.
It does?
I don't know.
Jeez.
I'm just making
From
stuff.
Miss Portal, the Speedles come out. No, Miss Portal. she'd probably run away screaming if there was a Speedo sported in this house. I'm blind. Anyway. All right, let's get to some of the news, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to have the news. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm about to news you up. You ready, Sheldon?
Always.
All right, let's do the news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the most trusted news, and of course, Sheldon and I are here. We'll be your anchors tonight on the Paranormal Portal News, where we're going to discuss all the news information we can cram into, I don't know, about 4 articles. So, but some of them I think are pretty good. I hope you think so anyway. So let's check them out. And the first one up tonight, and again, ladies and gentlemen, all the sites that we use and visit on this show, please support these sites. Please visit them. Please give them traffic, because it can be an expensive endeavor for anybody putting on a real popular website. There's lots of bandwidth and traffic, and you have to pay for the bandwidth needs of your site. Otherwise they crash and they don't work. So these sites are forking out a pretty penny to keep these up and online so that many people can enjoy them, and your traffic equals revenue for them. So much like the Paranormal Portal, your traffic equals revenue. Every like and comment you give me, generates ads and stuff. So anyway, let's continue and get started on the news. The first piece of news is actually it's the UFO phenomenon, but it has to do with a future movie coming up. And this may be really good, because I think this guy's always done pretty incredible movies. I don't know the scope and plan of this movie, but maybe the article will tell us both, because I don't pre-read any of the stuff I read to you guys on the show. I just look at the headlines and go, let's talk about that. Okay. So let's get into it. The first article tonight is coming from an amazing site called unexplained-mysteries.com. Definitely support them, visit them, check them out, because there's thousands and thousands of articles on here, and very timely news. So let's see what they've got to say tonight. Legendary director Steven Spielberg's next movie will be about UFOs. There you go. I don't know much about it, but let's find out. There he is, Steve. Little T for home. Sorry, that was his movie, and batteries not included. Did you ever see that movie, Sheldon?
Batteries not included?
Yeah.
Or ET?
Either. Did you see either?
I saw E.T.
Okay, now batteries not included. Oh, that's a good movie. You should check it out. It's real.
Oh.
It's really cute. I mean, it's a fun movie, but it's also endearing and heartwarming. So you got to check it out. Batteries not included. All right, the director of Close Encounters of the Third Kind is returning to the genre after several decades. There are a few movie directors as well known and as highly regarded as Steven Spielberg, the man who introduced the world to Indiana Jones, Jaws, and Jurassic Park. Some of his earlier blockbusters also happen to have distinctly otherworldly vibe. That was hard for my mouth for some reason. His 1977 movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, for instance, explored themes such as UFOs, alien abductions, and formal contact with a benevolent extraterrestrial civilization. The theme of aliens being friendly would be further explored in Spielberg's 1982 movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial, which followed the story of a young boy who befriends an alien stranded on Earth. For many people who grew up in the 70s and 80s, these movies hold great nostalgia even today. Spielberg would dabble in aliens again in 2005 when he directed War of the Worlds, an adaptation of the famous 1898 novel by H.G. Wells, and this time, of course, the aliens were anything but friendly, instead insisting on nothing less than the destruction of the human civilization. Then, 3 years later, Spielberg directed Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Wait, where is it? Not his best work. It was Indiana Jones, which is cool, but, I think it left a lot of us scratching our heads going, but why?
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, exactly, yeah. Where the hell was I? Oh, okay. Yep. Extraterrestrial visitors, which also touched upon the theme of extraterrestrial visitors. Now, almost 20 years later, it looks like Spielberg intends to revisit the theme of aliens once more with a new movie that will reportedly be about UFOs. While we don't currently know much about more than that, the film will be written by David Cope, I don't know, the writer of the original Jurassic Park, so we can expect it to be in good hands. Oh, that's good. We look forward to checking out the movies once it hits the cinemas in the not too distant future. Well, there you go. Nothing more than the fact that he's doing an alien movie and it's written by the guy who wrote Jurassic Park. Okay. I mean, that sounds like a good combination, right?
I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't want to get disappointed. I'm just saying I haven't seen a really good movie in a very long time. And it's a bit frustrating. But anyway, I'll get better. All right. Let's get to the next one. And this one is also from unexplained-mysteries.com. And this one is just tragically bizarre. And you seen Weekend at Bernie's, Sheldon?
Oh, God, a long time ago.
Yeah, well, but sometimes real life imitates art. And here you go. That brings us to this article from unexplained-mysteries.com. Woman takes her dead uncle to the bank and then tries to take out a loan. He's right here. He'll sign.
Wow, that is ballsy.
Yeah, it's disturbing as hell. I mean, I don't even know. Anyway, let's read the article. A woman in Brazil has been arrested after attempting to commit a bizarre and disturbing type of fraud. The peculiar incident, which took place in Rio de Janeiro on Tuesday, saw Erica de Souza Vieira arrive at a bank branch while pushing an elderly and seemingly quite unwell man in a wheelchair. Almost immediately, the staff at the bank realized that something wasn't right. I don't think he's well. He doesn't look well at all, one employee said. That's just what he's like, Vieira replied. Yeah, dead. You mean she meant dead. Yeah. It turned out that the man was in fact her uncle, and she had taken him along to the bank to sign off on a loan worth around $3,250. This was easier said than done, however, as he was unable to hold the pen properly to sign his name. Yeah, I don't know how she's going to pull that one off.
Yeah,
Even more problematic still was the unavoidable fact He was dead. It wasn't long before Vieira had been arrested and charged with both violating a corpse and fraud. It's like fraud wasn't enough, man. She took it to the whole next level. Now, that's like 15 levels past fraud, actually. She knew he was dead. He had been dead for at least 2 hours, said investigating officer Fabio Luis Souza. I've never come across a story like this in 22 years as a cop. Yeah. No doubt. Vieira's lawyer, meanwhile, has man, you imagine having to defend this? No, he was fine. He must have passed away in the bank.
Oh,
Has disputed the police's take on the case, insisting that the uncle, here you go, had in fact been very much alive at the time he had been wheeled into the bank.
oh, dear God.
Maybe it was subliminal that I was like I read ahead somehow with my mind, but
You just knew.
you could just see that coming. I mean, what else is he going to say as a lawyer? It's like, no, he's fine. He's doing well. He's actually on vacation right now. He wishes, sends his best. What the hell do you do with that? As things stand, the case remains under investigation. What are they investigating exactly? Yep, he's dead. Yes, she tried to get a loan. Case closed, right? I mean, what else is there? That's like, man, somebody's going to milk that for a few months. It's not even clear whether or not Vieira is... Oh, speaking of the deceased, there's 3 of them in here.
Oh, wow.
Hey, no offense to the unliving or the formerly living, as the case may be. It's just a weird story. Come on.
Yeah.
It says not even clear whether or not Vieira really is the deceased man's niece. Oh my God.
Oh,
so she might have just grabbed a body somewhere. It'll look good. It can be my uncle. That's disturbing as hell. Okay. Well,
and dumb. Just like
low
IQ attempt. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it obviously there's a lot to be said for poor planning, and I would say that this is probably right on the top of that. Yeah.
Whatever they get, they deserve it. Whatever it is, even just based upon how stupid that is.
The good news is she won't have to worry about making rent anymore, probably. It's like, hey,
she'll get free living now in jail.
Well, I don't know what Brazil jails are like, but yeah, I mean, it's, probably 3 hots and a cot. So, yeah. I mean, generally that's how they work it everywhere, I think. So, oh man, that's disturbing. But the sad part is what if she was really that desperate and that's the only thing that she had left? And that's horrible to think.
Funny enough, I was actually thinking that, like, could I get desperate enough to do that? Wheel your body into the bank.
I'm going to haunt the hell out of you if you do that. I just want to let you know that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to be like bothering you day and night for a long time. So
no, the answer was no, by the way, so don't worry. The answer was absolutely not.
Okay,
so
mental note, don't haunt Sheldon. Okay, good. All right.
Don't.
Yeah, not that that's going to happen anytime soon, but, but there you go, folks. That's, you may never hear that anywhere else, and so you're welcome. That's the kind of news we like to bring you. I don't know. It was just so disturbing. I had to read it. The headline was just like, no, we gotta talk about this. It wasn't the construction foam mousse of days gone by, but it was
It says, where do they get these ideas? There was a movie about it. Maybe they had just watched it.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's, and she went, "That's a great idea." She's got yarns and stuff. She's yanking him, and he's waving.
Oh God, maybe.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have some karma over this story anyway. Anyway, let's go to the next story. And this is from unexplained-mysteries.com as well. And here's a weird one. It's modern mysteries. Could it be submerged UFO or what do they call it? USO? Maybe. But let's check it out. I don't know I remember I think hearing about this and possibly seeing a video of it. And there may be a video on the end of this. I don't know. But from unexplained-mysteries.com, research vessel encounters unexplained light under the sea.
Ooh.
Right? Look at that picture.
If that's the actual photo,
Yeah,
whoa.
it is. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not like, it's not like ball lightning or something, right? Because, everybody jumps to ball lightning. Well, it's obviously ball lightning in the ocean, really? And it didn't ground out? I don't think so.
I don't think that's a jellyfish.
Yeah, that's not your average bioluminescence for sure. All right, let's get to it and find out just what the story is. It could be the Kraken. Make sure you wipe your Kraken good. All right. A research team studying bioluminescence came. Wow, there you go.
Wow, hey.
I'm on a roll. I didn't read that. I've not read this before. Came across this perplexing anomaly in the Gulf of Mexico. According to the testimony of an individual going by the username ZJ223, who posted details of the experience on Reddit, this could just be it could actually be part of the research efforts, and it's a submersible, but somebody got a hold of these images or the footage and went, hey, it's a UFO. Could just be something like that. I kind of suspect it's more probably something like that, but let's just see. Especially when the person going by the name of ZJ223, it sounds official to me. Yeah, no. It's like your warranty on your 1974 Jeep is about to expire. My name's Phil, and I'm, from India or whatever, It's like something like that. No offense to people in India, but I'm just talking about the scams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, according to the testimony of individual going by the username ZJ223, who posted details of the experience on Reddit, a very reliable source, the encounter occurred 10 miles west of Calabasas Island in Florida on February 27th at approximately 23:45 in the evening, or 11:45. The research team first spotted the light around a quarter of a mile away, which prompted them to venture over to investigate. At first, it seemed as though the light must have been that of a submerged navigation buoy or a sunken vessel. But as they got closer, what's that?
You called it again?
Well, I didn't.
As far as what they're talking about, but
Yeah. They became increasingly puzzled as to what it could be. This light source is 100% on the bottom of the ocean and not something that was floating through the water in the water column. The submitter wrote, it did not move in the current. Well, as we hovered on top of the light, we used an EK-80 sonar to provide us with imaging of the ocean floor of this location. To our surprise, the object produced a light. The light did not have a physical shape that we could detect. It was invisible to our sonar. The story and images quickly generated a great deal of debate, prompting a number of theories ranging from an underwater UFO or USO to some form of bioluminescence. According to the PhD scientist, he immediately declared it was not bioluminescence after viewing the object using the camera equipment that was attached to the ship, the submitter added. So, could researchers have discovered some sort of submerged UFO? Additional images and footage of this phenomena can be viewed here. What do you think this is? I think they either came upon, like, it's legitimately like, what the hell's that? But it's probably some form of research vessel, maybe, I don't know, way off course or something. Or what we don't see, and it could just be some kind of setup like that. Like, let's pretend it's a USO and act surprised and shocked.
Well, didn't the article say that, like, it had to have been at the bottom of the ocean floor because the current was not affecting the light movement or anything?
Yeah, but how deep could this be? This is like, it looks like it's like 5 feet underwater from this picture.
Unless it's just that bright.
Well, I guess there's that. I mean, I don't know. You don't see any land, and who knows how far off land they are and what the depth of the water is. But, I mean, God, there's a reason light doesn't exist in the deep, deep ocean. Because
light can penetrate.
Yeah, it just can't penetrate that deep. And I don't know what depth we're working at here, and it doesn't say, but I don't think this is that far underwater. This is, seems to be really close to the surface. But what do I know? Nothing, actually. But anyway, let's, I'll put a link. I'll put the link in the chats. What?
you do have a point though. When you look at the picture and you look kind of below where the light's coming from, you don't see much of any light.
Right.
Like you see on top,
Right.
but you don't see anything coming. That's weird. Yeah.
Right. I mean, and it doesn't, I mean, usually when things are way deep down, you wouldn't use this angle to see it. You would get right over it and shoot right down, straight down at it. I mean, you don't, unless it's real close to the surface. So this to me looks very close to the surface. I don't buy that this is on the ocean floor. Some odd number of feet below. I just don't believe it. This isn't. What's that?
The further light travels, it spreads out too. So
Well, sure, and there's the refraction, and if this is on the bottom of the ocean, then and the ocean is like, let's say 100 or so feet down, that means it's somewhere out here on the horizon and straight down, and somehow they're still seeing that much light. And
Yeah.
yet, I don't know. I haven't looked at the footage or anything. I'm going to put the links in the chat if anybody wants to check it out. Do so, and let me know what you find. I haven't watched. I think I did see the footage. I don't know, somewhere. And the fact that this surfaced on Reddit of all places to me is a great big screaming red flag. Not that I think that Reddit can't be credible, but that I think if you're really posting some kind of evidence that you're absolutely baffled by, why use some anonymous username? Why not put it out there? Hey, we were doing this research on this, expedition, and this is what we found. What do you guys think? We don't know what we're seeing. And just put it out there. And, I don't know. It's just a real big question mark to me.
it is not nearly as bright on the video. Interesting. Sorry, I'm looking through it.
I'm really named Ethan. I use Nanny YouTube account for Ruth Lyle. Hi, Ethan. Nice to see you. Thanks for checking out the show. Appreciate it a bunch. Everybody that comes in. Hey, Chucky. Good to see you. And good to see all you guys. We'll do some shout outs after we're done with the news here because we only got one article left. So by God, let's get to that article. I didn't put it on Rumble yet. Let me put it over there. Oh, no, I did. It's there. So the article is in all three chats on Twitch. It's on YouTube and it's on Rumble. If you guys want to check out the link, please. PhD scientist is fishy. Scientists have PhDs. Yeah, I see what you did there, Annie. Yeah, a fishy bioluminescence science. Yeah, that is fishy. Shout outs, eek. Well, let me get to the last article and then we'll do the shout outs afterwards. And so give you a chance to start chatting if you want a shout out. If you don't, just hang out. Keep doing your thing. I'll keep talking to you either way. All right, here we go. Let's get to the last article tonight on the news. And this is from unexplained-mysteries.com, of course. And for any of you that might be a little familiar with this or maybe have heard the name, oftentimes, there's been many, many psychic. I don't want to use the term psychic because it's a different kind of psychic. Those that give premonitions, much like Nostradamus, who was, I don't know, is he smoking cloves or nutmegs or whatever, and then peering into some kind of scrying bowl and coming up with all the stuff that he came up with. Some of it seems wildly accurate, and other things have yet to manifest at all. And like the raising of Atlantis, I think was supposed to happen in 1987 or something like that, according to some interpretations. I don't know, but it still hasn't surfaced that we know of. So sounds like it's going to be a while. But this person is called Baba Vanga. And I'm guessing at the pronunciation, but this comes from Metaphysics and Physiology. And the article is, have Baba Vanga's predictions for 2024 already come true? So she was a kind of a famous seer, and I believe she's passed away now, but apparently she had predictions for 2024. So let's see what she said. The world's famous blind mystic made a great deal of chilling predictions about the future before her death. Born in Bulgaria in 1911, Baba Vanga spent most of her life in Kozu, I guess, mountains, and was renowned the world over for her prophetic predictions about the future. While a great deal of skepticism has always surrounded the accuracy of these predictions, many people remain adamant that she had successfully foretold a wide range of major global events. Even though she died back in 1996 at the age of 86, her predictions are still referenced and scrutinized for indications of what might come to pass in the near future. There are some, in fact, who believe that her predictions for 2024 may have already come true. Among these was the suggestion that there would be an increase in terrorist attacks in Europe, a prediction that certainly seems to have come true, given the recent pew-pewing at a concert venue in Moscow last month, and the overall increased threat of other such attacks across the continent. In addition to this, Vanga also predicted an overarching economic crisis and rise in cyber attacks, as well as worldwide consequences pertaining to global warming. I don't know, where you stand on the whole global warming spectrum, but maybe. While some of these predictions are rather vague, they certainly seem plausible. In total, Vanga made 5,000 predictions about the future during her lifetime. Whether she was right about all of this year's events, however, remains to be seen. So, I don't know. Looks like we're on the verge of World War III in a lot of ways, which is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
But at any rate, what do you think about Baba Vanga? Do you think she was truly a gifted seer, or was she just, I don't know, maybe stating what seemed to be the obvious? I mean, obviously there's the proliferation of computerized equipment, and accessibility, of course, is going to lead to more cyber attacks. Inflation's always been a thing, and obviously the post-COVID economy certainly has exacerbated that quite a bit. But, what do you guys think? Was she right? Was she not right? Did you even know she existed before now? Let me know. Let me know in the comments or in the chats or whatever you want to do. And I don't know. I'll tell you, my feeling about making prophetic claims of any kind, I think it's an incredibly nebulous thing, because I don't think things are that concrete. I think that there's an entirely human element in all of it. And as Deb will tell you, and as I've always believed as well, everything can change. Everything can change in a moment. Everything can change. So maybe she's just good at seeing patterns. Maybe she's good at, actual predictions. I don't know. But let me know what you think. I'd be interested in your thoughts on that. I don't cover that kind of stuff a lot, because the whole spectrum of psychic stuff it's hard to quantify. It really is. And I firmly believe in psychics, don't get me wrong. But I think that there are, a lot of people claiming to be such, and I think everybody's psychic to a degree. I don't think everybody has extraordinarily, has really honed their ability to really see clearly. I think we all get spurts of psychic revelations. But anyway, so I'm always really skeptical about those that predict things, because things are always in motion. Things change, people change, and sometimes it seems unlikely, but they do. And one person's change could reinvent their entire future. So, and we all have free will. So
yeah, I mean, she may have been right as far as things were going then.
Right. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What they turned out, but
yep.
It's just,
that's just, everything can evolve and change. So anyway, this has been a presentation of the Paranormal Portal News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let's get on with the rest of the show. We're excited to dive into this next part. I'm honest. I'm just going to be honest. So let's get to it. trusted news, Sheldon.
That's right, it is.
And
right and show you right.
John Stevenson says, amazing news. You got it, brother. You got it. By the way, I apologize to those who won t-shirts in the last drawings. I really am going to send them out as soon as I can, and we're going to get to some new drawings before the month is over. I apologize. I've literally been in survival mode, triage mode, if you will, because there's so much going on right now, and I'm desperately trying to keep up. And so please be patient with me. I haven't forgot. I think about it every day, but I've just been juggling too much. So please, understand. We will do drawings before the end of the month for this month, but it's just everything's getting pushed back right now. So just understand. I know there's 2 winners out there that are waiting for shirts, and by God, I'm going to get them to you. I'll get them to you. I promise. All right. Sheldon, do you want to do some shout outs?
Sure. All right. It is time. If you are here, type in. If you are not, stay lurking. That's fine. But for now, we have Annie Manuel, Aussie Tiger, Barbara Mora, Chucky Danger, Dan Sheehan, Deb Varner, John LaBella, John Stevenson, Grumpy Owls here. Deb Varner, yeah, I said Deb Varner. John Temperine, you're here. Rachel Gets It Right is here, and she's always right. Ruth Lale is here. New name. Welcome in. I'm here. Tracy Ben is here. Oh my God. Kat Doherty.
Okay. Yep.
Doherty. Perfect. Misfire Jack's here. Tracy Ben. Yep. Wizard Moon 13. Did I miss a name?
John LaBella says he's not here. Yeah, Chris
Okay,
Sirk.
John. All right, John.
Did you get Flyer Tuck?
Flyer Tuck is here.
Yeah.
And Ron the Sage is here. And Herman Vera is here.
Very cool. Good to see you guys. Thank you all.
Welcome in, guys.
Thanks for coming in. It's lovely to have you. All right. We are going to continue on with the show. As you may have heard, if you were here at the opening, if you weren't, you're going to hear it now. Recently on YouTube and Rumble, and also BitChute, I think it's up there. I got to check and make sure that that's synced. But Charles Howard Johnson and I did an investigation last year. I think it was early last year, like around summertime. Maybe it was 2 years ago. God, I don't know. It took me forever to actually make these videos, but it's always been, near and dear to my heart and my dream and vision for the show. But we actually released one, and this is the investigating the the historic Davenport Hotel, which is in Spokane, Washington. And Charles and I went there, and it was really a fantastic experience. We had a lot of things happen there. We were going to check and see if the stories were true, and yeah, they were true. There's activity there. And I thought, well, it's actually, again, this is Sheldon's idea. It's something I always wanted to do, and Sheldon brought it up, said, hey, can we dig into this? I have one request, that we dig into this. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. I watched and went there last weekend. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. You went to the hotel, did you say? Is that what you're saying? Let me know in the chat. I think it is a breathtakingly beautiful location, and it is just incredible. The vibe, the energy there, the love, the caring, and the place is immaculate. I really, honestly, and this isn't me like belittling myself, but it felt like I was just a scrubby person running around in a palace is what it felt like. I mean, it's just that ornate and beautiful and so well cared for. But yeah, it was just an amazing experience. We also got one of the most active rooms in the hotel, which is called the circus room. And it was pretty intense. It was pretty awesome. So it was a good video. Thank you, Chucky. I appreciate that. And I will just tell you that we were able to record a lot of activity, a lot of things going on, and that's what's presented in the video. And we're not going to air the whole video on the show tonight. I'll air the intros and stuff so that you get the background on the hotel. But then we're going to talk about what happened, and any questions you guys have, please feel free to, fire them off in chat, and we'll watch for those. Sheldon and I will. I know Sheldon's got a bunch of questions, but we talked, of course, on the phone about it. But,
Yes.
You may want to reiterate some of those that you felt would be important to help spell out what we experienced. So, all right. Are you ready to dive into this, Sheldon?
Absolutely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to screen a part of the video right now, and this is the opening and the first segment, along with the introduction of both Charles and myself and what we were doing and etc. So we'll get into that now. If we get to the part with the double chins, my double chins, just close your eyes for that part. Avert your gaze. It's not what I look like now. All right, so let's get to it. Then this is, once again, ladies and gentlemen, our investigation of the historic Davenport Hotel in Spokane, Washington. So let's get to it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready, Sheldon?
Always.
All right, I got to click some stuff here, so hold on.
All right, keep clicking.
What happened? Lag. Louis Davenport began his journey into Spokane at the age of 20. Hailing from Nebraska, Louis moved to Spokane to work at a restaurant owned by his uncle called the Pride of Spokane. Tragedy struck when this restaurant burned in August of 1889. Undaunted, Louis started his own restaurant called Davenport's Restaurant just 3 days following the fire, with just 2 tents and some salvaged furniture. Davenport's restaurant soon became the most renowned establishment in the entire Northwest. With this incredible success, Louis endeavored to expand his operation, and the Davenport Hotel was born. The historic Davenport Hotel first opened its doors in August of 1914. With its palatial Spanish Renaissance architecture, it became a literal jewel in the nation. The hotel became a beacon in the Northwest, drawing the rich and famous from all over into its doors. Being the first hotel in America to feature air conditioning, central vacuum system, housekeeping carts, accordion ballroom doors, and was the very first hotel to deliver ice water to each guest for free. through specially designed faucets, truly reinventing the hotel experience for the entire world. Louis Davenport retired and sold his establishment in 1945, but he and his wife maintained a residence there until his passing on the 11th floor of the hotel in 1951. The hotel changed hands several times in the following years and finally closed in 1985. This beautiful landmark nearly faced a horrific fate when there was a movement to demolish this historic site, but local entrepreneurs Walt and Karen Worthy purchased the entire city block in 2000 and spent 2 years and $38 million to return the Davenport Hotel to its former glory. In the summer of 2002, the hotel once again opened her doors to the world. Now, with any location with such iconic history and its fair share of tragedies, the hotel is known for its paranormal activity and sightings. One of these is Ellen McNamara, who passed in 1920 while walking along a rooftop walkway and fell through the skylights onto the lobby floor some 30 feet below. There continue to be sightings of her still walking along the mezzanine in that same lobby. Louis Davenport himself is believed to still inhabit his namesake hotel. His former living quarters on the 11th floor is widely regarded as one of the most active locations in the hotel. Another is the curious circus room, which Louis allegedly designed for his friend Harper Joy, who was a local businessman who had a passion for the circus and himself performed as a clown from time to time with the Ringling Brothers Circus. The numerous claims that have come out of the Davenport Hotel suggests that the Davenport is an incredibly active location for ghostly activity. Both the history and claims of this iconic location are what brought my good friend Charles Howard Johnson and I to the historic Davenport Hotel. We wanted to see if we could meet some of these former residents firsthand, and I'm here to tell you, the Davenport Hotel did not disappoint. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am now in the room. This is the circus room in the historic Davenport Hotel. As you can see, there's a lot of circus stuff in here. Look at those lights. This is a notoriously active room for spiritual activity, as the stories go, that this hotel in general, especially the 11th floor and this room particularly, are known to have a lot of paranormal activity. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, and I am joined by my good friend and investigating partner, Mr. Charles Howard Johnson. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well.
And Charles actually wrangled all this for us, so this is our adventure tonight. We're here in the historic Davenport Hotel in Spokane, Washington, and we're going to be checking this stuff out. So
Awesome place.
it is beautiful. And we're going to go on a tour of the lobby and stuff. You guys won't believe how beautiful this building is. It's just incredible, that just the love and care that went into this room. But this is apparently one of the favorite rooms of the builder, Mr. Davenport, who actually started the whole hotel as a waffle stand and then went on to build this beautiful big jewel box of a hotel. And it's just beautiful, just stunning. And this place was almost demolished. It was almost wrecked. But apparently a group came in at the last moment at the 11th hour, saved it from destruction. So thank God they did. But look at those headboards. Are you serious? That belongs in a palace. But that's where we are. So stick around. We're going to get deeper into the Davenport Hotel and talk about some of the haunting stuff. And Charles and I are going to do some crazy investigating. Hopefully we'll get some activity on camera to show you guys. But I'll tell you what, we did dowsing rods just a couple minutes ago. And Charles, you want to...
It was crazy. We had two sets, and they were both going in sync together.
It was really cool.
And the cold energy, too.
Yep, the tingly energy we both felt. And one of the rods, my rod that I was holding in my left hand, and the rod he was holding in his right hand was in sync. They just moved exactly in sync over and then back. And while that was happening, he and I both were experiencing incredible chills, so we felt a lot of energy. We did an EVP session on a cassette, a little recorder, and we do think that we're hearing what might be a child's voice, but I'll get into that when I get back to the studio and can really break it down and have a listen. But I hope you guys are ready because
It's gonna be a wild night.
I want to say right off the bat, I did reference that. Oh, thank you, Flip Dizzies. Thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. Regarding that EVP, Charles and I both heard we were doing an EVP session, and there's nobody else really on that floor while we were there. And there was no traffic and definitely no children. We didn't see any children the whole time that I was there. But we both heard like a child hollering. And it didn't sound like it was right next to us, but it sounded like it was close. And that's what I was referring to in this clip. However, when I played it back, we heard it. But when I got home, it wasn't there anymore. And it's a strange thing that comes up. You'll hear it referenced sometimes if you're into paranormal investigating or follow a lot of shows. Sometimes that happens where they'll experience something, and then when you get back and start trying to break it down, it's just not there anymore. It's a strange anomaly. But that was the case. We heard this child, and it was like a small child voice, but then, and on the playback, we could hear it. But then when I got it home and really put on the headphones and listened, it was just he and I talking. That sound was not there. And so it was really a weird thing, and I didn't do a good job of really spelling that out in the video here, so I wanted to do it now. But, yeah, I mean, it's just pretty amazing. So I thought we should take a moment and spell that out at least. I do want to, any questions up to this point? Sheldon?
No, just talking about clowns and how scary they are.
It's funny how many people are afraid of clowns. Now, interestingly enough, the idea was that Mr. Davenport had built this room for his friend Harper Joy, who was a businessman, but did perform in the circuses with Barnum and Bailey from time to time. It was assumed that Lewis liked the circus. However, later on, we found out he didn't really care for the circus. I thought that was interesting because that was definitely an answer that neither Charles or I expected. And it was like, so, yeah.
Almost like a joke.
Yeah, it was. It was like, what? Yeah, it was just very strange that he would do that. I'm going to shoot ahead. Now, this next part is Charles and I actually investigating the room. And, the tour part never really manifested. I did you have to remember, this is mostly shot on my cell phone. Actually 2 cell phones. I had another one. The Mrs. Portal has like a Chinese cell phone that she'd bought. And it was supposed to have this amazing camera, but the frame rate sucked. It was like, almost watching stop motion. It was like, oh. So I couldn't use a lot of that footage. And so we didn't get as much, B-roll. They call it B-roll. It's just the, scenery in the area kind of footage. And, but this was really a learning experience for me as well. Anyway, I'm related to P.T. Barnum on mom's side. Oh, very cool, Kat.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't it P.T. Barnum that said there's a sucker born every minute? I think that was a phrase he was famous for. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Clowns. What is it with clowns? Killer clowns from outer space. I'm just looking at the chat. Who posted the massive spider? Oh yeah, yeah. Who did that? I don't remember, but that was a creepy video on the Discord. It's this tent, and there's it looks like about an 8-inch spider on the outside of the tent.
Oh, God, I saw that. It was Chucky Danger.
It was Chucky. Yeah. Thank you, Chucky, for the nightmare fuel. We needed more. Yep. Very cool. All right. So, anyway, let's get to the actual investigation. Now, this investigation part, I also didn't really spell it out in here, but most of you guys that are familiar with the show have seen me use this equipment on the show. And essentially, it's built, it's basically the schematics of the Huff Paranormal Portal. They call it a portal. I don't want to say paranormal and portal together because he doesn't call it the paranormal portal. He calls it the portal. And of course, the name of my show is Paranormal Portal. But essentially, what you'll see is that we use like it's basically a phonics sound base, and so it randomly generates these sound bites, and there's not supposed to be full words in there, but after using it for an extended period of time, remember again, this is a year or two ago, and this was still pretty new to me. So there's a couple sounds on here that I think are part of the database that we thought at the time were very paranormal. And that's just full disclosure. I mean, with anything, when you're using it to investigate, you really have to be very familiar with it before you start saying, well, this is paranormal, because you have to know unless you build the database yourself, you're not going to know. And there's sounds that I've heard come up several times that it's like, yeah, I think that's just part of the database. So the thing with the database is that it's then fed into a noise gate. It's called a noise gate, and they look like little guitar stomp boxes, but it cleans up the signal. And then I send it into a reverb effect, another pedal, and then it goes from there into a speaker. Now, if you paid attention to the latest podcast episode, the Staticon project, Voices from Beyond, we talk about stochastic resonance. And that's the idea, is that you can create a sound field, a robust sound field, that it is believed that spirits can manipulate that into words and into phrases and communicate with. And some of it is just really incredibly precise and on point. There's a name that you'll hear come up. It's Carla. I didn't put the things on the screen like what I heard, but Charles and I both heard Carla come up, and we heard these other things come up, and it was like, yeah, that seems very, very much an anomalous response. But you'll see what else is going on as soon as I cue it up here. So I got to shoot ahead a little bit. I'm not sure how far to go here. There's one part. I want to make sure to get the Carla in here. But anyway, this is the investigation of the room itself with Charles and I utilizing that setup. Now, also, there's 2 flashlights set up there as well that could be triggered. And a cat ball, much like these little cat balls. And basically, they're just these little, if they're motion activated, or potentially energy activated in the case of spirits, because they don't always have to move, but they do get triggered by something. Some people scoff at this as a tool for detecting spiritual presences, but I'm here to tell you, I really believe there's something to this, especially in conjunction with other things like a flashlight or, sounds being generated that seem very much anomalous. So, and as I've said, whenever you're investigating the paranormal, you can't rely on just one thing, like just a phone app, because it may or may not be. It's just, you don't know. But if it correlates with other detectable detection equipment, then it seems much more of a reinforced positive that it could indeed be anomalous. Now, I'm not saying anything in this video is for sure paranormal. I can't make that claim for sure. To me, yes, there's several things in this video that are paranormal. But you be the judge. The show's never about telling you what to believe. But we're going to pick it up here. I don't know exactly the time stamp that I wanted to get to for the name Carla, but I'm hoping I got it in here. I might be a little too far ahead. Yeah, no, I'm not. I think I'm on point. Well, let's just listen. When the name Carla comes up, then we'll come back to it again. So that's the setup there. You can see the cat ball right here. Here's the one speaker. Interestingly enough, we had a lot of equipment failures too. Charles had a camera that wouldn't work. Batteries got drained like crazy. We didn't talk about that on the video. This is mine. We both have the exact same speaker, oddly enough. He had his and I had mine long before we met. But mine always works. Always. In this room, it would not turn on. It would not turn on. I changed the batteries. It would not turn on. So Charles dug his out, and I hooked his speaker, which is identical, up to the same setup, and it worked fine. So anomalous things. Now, I thought maybe my speaker was dead, that maybe it just, they're not incredibly high quality. I thought, well, I'll have to get a new one. I got home, turned right on. Boom. So that's anomalous as well. And, that kind of stuff was happening a lot during this investigation. So let's start here.
That one?
Yep.
That was different. So that's when you start to pick out the anomalies. Who are we speaking to? So that one voice came through like, wait, like wait.
Yeah.
So it was like, wait.
The other thing you'll hear in this footage is I've never heard it do this before, and I've used this thing for countless hours now, and very rarely do you hear it do a repeat. It'll make a sound and then instantly after make that same sound. Now, algorithmically, if it's a database that's on this phone, I guess mathematically it's going to probably hit the same one twice in just a random generator. But the fact that it kept happening here, I thought was also odd. Is that paranormal? Well, maybe not, but it was definitely not normal for this equipment. So, and you just heard it just a second ago go, exactly the same sound twice.
Yeah.
You rarely ever hear that. And it happened probably about 6 times or more total during our maybe hour-long session of this. So that was really bizarre to me.
Let's say pray.
Yeah, then I heard.
Oh, I can't air that part. He heard an F word. I gotta go. I gotta go a little ahead because he actually says it. Charles is great. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with Charles, he is like one of the most kind, down to earth people I've ever known in my life. I feel so fortunate to know him. And I know I've been blessed with knowing a lot of incredible people, but Charles is really one of the most genuine, sweet souls I've ever met in my life. He's just such a good person. And I love hanging out with him. So I got to figure out how to I'm going to scooch it ahead just a hair. Okay, I think I cleared it there.
Witches?
Yep.
That's a full word. No, we shouldn't be hearing full words according to the database.
Are there any spirits here with us tonight? Carla.
Yeah. That was so clear and in a female voice. And that blew us away.
Is your name Carla?
Mama?
Right. Is there anything you would want us to know?
Get on with it.
Now, Get On With It is one that I've heard come up several times since then. It was very new to me here, so I was like, wow. It said Get On With It. Now, I think that's one of those that I think that might actually be part of the database. It's possible that we just get the same spirit. Like, come on, let's go. But more than likely, it's just part of the database that just, I hate to use the word anomaly, but it's not supposed to have full words in it. It's supposed to be just little small sound bites or parts of words. So anyway, let's continue.
Awesome.
That was awesome. That was several words.
Oops.
Start recording.
Yeah.
See her father?
Yep, I heard that.
How many are here with us? Seven, maybe? That was a weird voice. Let's play a game.
Okay, at this point, I'm gonna scooch ahead to one of my favorite moments of this experience here. So I got to go a little bit further ahead. I want to encourage you guys to watch the whole video if you can. It's literally like 57 minutes long, or 50-ish minutes long, something like that. But it was just a real neat experience. I think right about here is where I want to be. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, here we go. Let me get back to the screen. Whoops. Yeah, I'll put it. No, let's put it on this one. It's not so much visual anyway. And then you can see our surprised faces.
Say 2. Oh, the ball moved. The ball splashed on its own. It's flashing again. Good job.
Where's my sound effects? I added some cool sound effects to this. What the hell's going on? Now I'm a little disappointed.
There's some at the end, but not here.
No, there was here too.
Oh.
There was here too. Hold on, I got to go back because I want to launch this showing you guys that part. I was really proud of that part too. Hold on, pretend you didn't see anything just now. God. I pulled up the non-sound affected edition.
The non-completed version?
The not quite completed version. I mean, it's still the same building blocks, but I did work on some sound design that I thought really helped to punctuate those moments. I was really proud of them too.
Darn.
Yeah, I know. I got to do this again. Oops. We don't want to watch the whole thing again.
No.
But I want to get ahead to about that part. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. A little bit before. There we go. Okay, right about here. Now I'm ready for you. Sorry about that, folks. Rookie mistake.
So it's one.
There's always one. All right, here we go. Here's that epic moment.
Say 2. Oh, the ball moved. The ball splashed on its own. It's flashing again. Good job. Did you just move the ball?
Tell me that didn't add a little bit to that. Didn't it? Right?
It adds hype.
It does. There's a lot more cool moments of this part of the investigation. There really is. There's some cool.
Yeah, there is.
Thank you, Chucky. Yeah, it's amazing what sound adds to the experience. Now, I'm not a big fan of a lot of paranormal videos where they play this real creepy music, but it's so loud you're not sure if it's an actual noises that they're hearing along with music, or if they're not hearing anything. And so I don't like, having this droning, creepy music going on and then boom, these big things. But I think for those moments that are very visual, that it helps to draw the attention, So anyway, That's just my take. So
I agree.
The world according to Brent. So anyway, we continued on. Now I do want to say, for the record, we had this cat ball out there for hours before this and hours after that. This was the only time that went off throughout our entire investigation. This moment right here that you just watched is the only time that flashed. The flashlights right here never triggered once. And so the fact that the cat ball did flash, I thought, man, that's incredible. Now the Davenport is somewhat close to some train tracks. And if that had gone off a bunch in correlation to trains going by, I'd have been, well, that's obviously some vibration is triggering it or something, but it sat there for hours, not doing anything in multiple trains gone by and nothing. So that to me was very anomalous. Hey, Taco, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, brother. All right, so hi, Portal Mom's still here. Glad you're here, Mom. All right, we're going to shoot ahead. I got to move some stuff so I can see my scroll bar. I got my green laser laying here. All right, I'm going to scroll ahead because We did do some more investigating. And after this, I don't want to show everything on the show because then it's hardly worth you guys going to check it out.
Sure.
But we did get a lot more things happening. I wanted to go ahead to. We started investigating in the lobby. Now, again, this hotel is active and on. So if you're hearing things in the background, it's more than likely people working, people doing things. Not really a good place to try to get EVPs. And, I think I heard a voice say something, that it's way too hard to narrow it down that it isn't just some, staff member talking to another one or guests that happen to walk by. Now, we were down in the lobby at about, I think, 12:30 a.m. So it was really quiet down there. And we were down there up until, I think, like 3 something a.m. I think we didn't do it all we did it all in one spurt. There's a lot that you don't see. And I'll get to more of that in time. But as you can see on the table here, this is where we started in the lobby at this little table. And he's got an ovulus here. And this again is right in the lobby area, as you can see by the beautiful marble floors and stuff. But let's start watching here. And then we'll clip it and go to another location in the lobby that we sat down.
Or any spirit that happens to be here.
I'm going to turn on the ovulus. Do you have any words for us today? Can you light up the K2? News.
What does it say?
News. Any. Found news.
News found.
Mr. Davenport, can you turn on the flashlight for us if you're here?
Now, if you're not familiar with what an ovulus is, this is, I think it's built by, oh God, why did his name leave my head? But anyway, it's a device that has a word database as well, and it's believed that spirits can use their electromagnetic energy to trigger it to say words. I honestly, personally, I'm kind of skeptical of these tools because how's a spirit figure that out? If you just introduce it, if they've never seen it before, how's it suddenly starting to spit out relevant information? And because how do they know what energy creates what words and stuff? So that's always been the weird part of me. And maybe they just know. I don't know. But to
Badger.
me, it says badger.
Badger.
I'm badgering them. Maybe you guys know. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. It would take me, months to figure out what, I had to think in order to make something work like that. But maybe spirits just work so much quicker or have access to knowledge we can't understand. But to me, that seems odd. Now, I do think these things do detect EM fluctuations. There's a part where Charles is walking around and the thing's spitting out words all over the place. Maybe he's running in and out of EM fields, just maybe from equipment and high electricity, all the way to maybe naturally occurring EM fields or even intelligences. But it's hard to quantify that. Badger, mushroom.
How's it supposed to work? Like, how does it pick from EM fields? How's it supposed to pick out words?
That's what I don't know. That's the part I don't understand, is that by virtue of someone designing something, how does that just become universally known that every time you pull it out, it's going to produce relevant information? That to me is the anomaly. Maybe it can. I know a lot of people swear by things like the ovulus, and you'll see it on a lot of different ghost investigation shows if you follow those. But again, that's my big question mark of those things. Like, how do you know? How do you know?
It's peculiar.
But, yeah, it is. It is odd to me. But at any rate, I wanted to point that out. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is, interestingly enough, our K2 meters, Charles is here, this is mine, are very close. But you'll see very localized flashing on mine, but his never flashes. And I find that odd as well. And maybe that means that this is truly more anomalous because, K2s are kind of suspect. People claim, well, if you start your car within a block, it can make a K2 flash. Yeah, but how come only one? in that case, since we had two of them out there. Why only one?
That was actually really smart to put two. That was
Yeah.
actually really smart. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. All right, so let's continue with the video.
Glenn, are you here with us today or tonight?
But watch the K2. It flashes,
Can you
but
give us
his
an
never does.
indication by turning on the flashlight or making the K2s light up or speaking through the box?
We heard a disturbing story today about your passing. The most common story is that you were walking above on the mezzanine and fell through the skylights to your death. There is a story that perhaps you were pushed. Is that true? Is there truth to that?
At the time, I
Can
didn't
you
really
light up
notice
the
it,
flashlight for us?
but now having recorded it, I can see that something maybe did respond and went, yeah, that's true. That's what happened. So I don't know. It's not really a strong reaction, but it's maybe a reaction. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
which is tragic. And we heard that story from one of the employees that was working there. The people working there were incredible. They took lots of time and explained things that they'd seen and experienced. And I wished I had recorded more of that, because that would have been fun to see them relating things. But yeah.
We just would like to hear some response, because of course if your life was cut short by the actions of another, that's a horrible tragedy and the world should know. If that is indeed your story, please turn on that flashlight by just rotating the front of it just a little. It could give us some credibility to that claim.
The ghost box says occasionally.
I understand why your spirit could be stuck here, having faced such a tragedy. Of course, your life being cut short by any means is tragic, and we're certainly sorry. But if it was by being pushed, then we should know. Seeing little jumps on the K2 on mine, not on yours though. That's very.
Yeah, and you can see Charles, his is in the reflection here. Nothing's jumping on his at all.
Yep, true.
So, yeah. All right, I want to scan ahead now to because nothing much more than some K2 jumps happened after those two words came out of the obvious. It was just very quiet. This may be some responses. It's hard to know, but it may be. I mean, it's at least possible. So we're going to jump ahead. There, look at that. Look at that mug. Who is that handsome guy? There's the chin. Thank you.
There it is.
That's what I get for filming myself with a cell phone.
Beautiful.
Good cat. Look at that one.
I counted 3.
It's like you counted 3. You're not getting anything this Christmas. You know that, right?
Understandable.
So we moved over to this other chair that had wingback chairs. I guess I can probably. Now, the interesting thing was that's Charles setting up the flashlight, making sure it's all, when you set them up, they're the twist-on flashlights, the mag lights, and they're twist-on, twist-off. And the idea is that you set it so that it's just a hair off. And the idea is that spirits can use their limited energy, because it's assumed it takes quite a bit of energy to manipulate objects, in order to, activate the light and be able to communicate. So Charles and I talked for quite a while. Let me take it off screen. I don't want to give anything away here. But after we get all set up, again, the K2s are set up, the Ovilus is set up, which remained pretty quiet. Okay, and I'm going to go back to about here. Okay, let's start here. Now, again, we've been using the flashlight the entire night, upstairs for hours, downstairs at that first table for probably 45 minutes is the entire time that we were sitting there, and then we explored around. We actually set up a couple other places, and just nothing happened, so obviously that's not included in the video. But then we sat up at this table. I just thought, let's sit in these wingback chairs. They look comfy, and they were. They were really comfy, and it was this big table. Now, I'm sitting in a chair I'm sitting in a chair and right over here on this end of the table where my mouse is moving. This is Charles' leg right here. And there's this empty chair here, and there's another one over this direction, but kind of far away because this is a pretty big table. So just so you have an idea of the layout. And this is pretty close to the center of the lobby. All right, so here we go.
If you're near, we have a flashlight on the table. With very little manipulation, you can turn that on and let us know you're here. I really wish I had that gift of sight, like some psychics have that can see. I really wish that was me.
So
What is Portal Mom leaving? I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. Mom going to bed?
No, she didn't say that. She's just thanking him for all the love and positive attention.
Okay. Well, we all love you, Mom, of course.
She deserves all the love.
Now, I want to say about our approach. We had tried just directly questioning. Is Mr. Davenport here? Is Ellen McNamara here? And we really got nothing. Now, this is the first. Is this the first? This is the first. No, this is maybe the second time Charles and I got together. We had gotten together at this bar where we had a lot of... No, that was after the fact. This is the first time we got together. When we were asking just cold questions, like we're doing an interview, nothing happened. However, when he and I started talking, just talking between ourselves, because we were waiting for something to happen and nothing was going on, then we noticed every once in a while when we'd say something, the flashlight would come on. And Charles and I started talking about psychics, and he's in the paranormal field and talks to a ton of people. I talk to a ton of people, and we were having that discussion about psychics, kind of about like we had with Baba Vanga's, how there's a lot of people waving the psychic flag. I'm psychic. I'm psychic. I'm psychic. And I don't doubt that everybody is psychic. Again, I just want to say that up front. But I think that's the truly gifted people stand out in that regard, because whether by virtue of just genetics or some kind of spiritual predisposition, they're usually on. They're usually always on. Now, I think people can train themselves and can become more psychic, and some people can be exceptional. This isn't a debate about whether or not being psychic is a real thing. It's just us talking about how there's a lot of people waving the flag being psychic, and how, maybe there's not as many truly talented psychics out there as there are claims of it. And so I don't want to ruffle any feathers by any of this, but it's just the truth. There's people that claim they're, astronauts that never, been on a space, mission. So,
Yeah, true.
There's all kinds of stuff. There's people dragging dead people into banks to get loans. I mean, my God,
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we got the
As
whole
we
spectrum
found out.
out here of people. So anybody can grab a label and say, that's me, but it may not be the case. So I just want to say that up front, because it's not ever the scope of the show to alienate people.
Yes.
Good to see you guys. Justin Gooder's over on Rumble, Barbara Mora, Taipan. All three of them are over there. Having a great conversation, too, by the way. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, and there's more over there in Rumble. Just that's the chatters. Okay, let's pick it up from there.
It's amazing how I'm into all this. I'm a believer in all of it. Yet I've met so many people that message me and say, "Hey, I'm psychic. I'm a medium," and yeah, I'm not.
No, I think there are a lot of... I guess she's here. Someone's here. Oh, it just said something too. What did it say?
L.
L?
Does your name start with a L? Can you turn the flashlight off?
There it is.
Okay.
Wish I could see you. But thank you for letting us know you're here.
So can we confirm, does your name start with the letter L? Can you turn on the flashlight again for us? Mr. Davenport, are you here with us right now? If so, can you turn the light back on for us and confirm it?
I want to thank you for letting us into your beautiful hotel
Yes.
and to share this experience. It's truly a gift to be here. It's a beautiful place, and I'm so amazed at what you've built. Getting back to the psychics thing, I think there's some bad actors, a lot of bad actors in that racket. I think there are some extraordinarily gifted people.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, they're more of the exception than the rule.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that are putting on that title, but I don't think they.
Oh.
There you go. So whoever this is seems to enjoy the talk about the psychic stuff and is agreeing.
Do you have psychic abilities? If you're a psychic, can you turn the light off?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It seemed like it kicked on every time we talk about the psychic.
Yeah. I bet you there's been a lot of psychics rolling through here. Though.
Oh yeah.
As a haunted hotel. Imagine that must get old.
We were talking about Houdini earlier. Did you know he was here in Spokane? He jumped off one of the bridges for one of his tricks.
Oh, did you
I found it in the local paper.
Very cool. Yeah, he was an amazing man. Just think of living a life so out loud that you leave a footstep through time. You know, I think that's so incredible. Thank you. Yeah.
Nathan Nate coming in with the donation.
My God, Nathan.
Woo, brother. Well, that's incredible. Thank you so much. Wow, brother.
Thank you so much, Nathan. Jeez.
I'm blown away. That's so kind. Thank you so much.
You probably see the camera when I saw that. Yeah, I was just like, whoa.
I know I leaned in. I was like, it's like the cartoon thing. Maggie came in on Rumble with the $2. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. Who's that,
Very cool. Very nice, you guys. Thank you so much.
Now, just to talk about this segment a little bit. Now, I know we talked about this on the phone too, but as far as like how the light works, can you explain a little bit about that and like how you controlled that? It wasn't like, how you did a control for it?
Well, the control is the fact that if you position the light and it always goes on and off, then you can just say, well, there's some people that say, well, that's just atmospheric. It could be humidity, it could be temperature, that could be because the connection is so close that they think that, all of those things can interact with it. And fair enough. I think the biggest challenge with the flashlight test is, does it function in close proximity as a response, or does it just seem random? If it just seems random, it may or may not be paranormal. It could be just something screwing with it because it's fun to see the light go on and off, or it could be just any one of those other anomalies, like the humidity, temperature, any other environmental factors. Theoretically could make a flashlight in that position like that go on and off. But one of the big indicators is it happening on cue or on demand? Like when you ask a question and you get a response in real time to that, that's good. And I mean, that's really powerful and a good correlation potentially. Now, yeah, again, not getting anything on the Ovilus, and the K2s are staying pretty steady now, as not really doing anything. So the only trigger we had at this point was the flashlight. So in and of itself, it's one thing, but it seems to be responding intelligently to us. It just started out like it was jumping into the conversation, like, yes, exactly, or yeah, no, or yeah. It seems to respond first, just letting us know it was there by participating in a discussion we were just having, because we were just kind of just sitting there just chewing the fat as we were waiting to see if anything would happen. And then it suddenly became so much more dynamic and responsive to questions and to statements that we made. And you'll see if you watch the whole video how that continues to, just really be in real time. Nothing was edited in the duration of this clip, other than you'll see one fade to another spot in the earlier part after that first trigger, but before that or after that, this is pretty much a dead run. Absolutely seamless, I think. I don't think there's any other spatial edits. It's just as it happened in real time.
Yeah. I think
Now, I will say again, for anybody watching this and going, this is all set up. It's all just, just a bunch of malarkey. And I will tell you this, my hand to everything I love, that what you're seeing is what happened. I would never jeopardize the integrity of either myself or my show by staging things to try to get people interested. And and if I did an investigation and nothing happened, I'd show you the investigation of nothing happening.
Yeah.
Because I love getting out there and doing this. And sometimes you don't get anything. There's been a few investigations I've been on where really nothing too profound has happened. They were incredible locations, but you don't know when the paranormal is going to happen. It just has its own time. It may be while you're there, and it may be when nobody's there. So there's no getting around that. So, but what you're seeing is what happened. This is all absolutely organic. Nothing's been edited in terms of making a flashlight turn on or off, or just changing the sequence of filming to correspond to our questions. Nothing like that. You're seeing it as it's happening in real time. So we'll watch a little more of this, and then we'll get to the final segments. Maybe I won't get to the final segment, because I will just tell you the final segment of this, not the very final. I do some closing remarks. Before that is kind of the pin in the proof for me.
Oh,
that
it's one of the best parts.
That we were not alone there, because we did bring down another tool that was able to very strongly substantiate that we were sitting with somebody there. And I'll let you watch the video to get to that part yourself. I'm not going to reveal it here. But we'll watch a little bit more of this.
And like Mr. Davenport did here, he created this. Are you Louis Davenport? Is that you who's lighting this? If so, please turn off the flashlight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on cue.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I mean, that's
Thank you so
perfect
much.
timing.
It's a great gift of your hotel to all of us.
Look, K2 is jumping too, yeah.
Mr. Davenport, are you pleased with what's become of your legacy here? Are you pleased with how your hotel is enjoyed and visited by so many? Or I guess that's a stupid question. Of course I'd be pleased, but yeah, I think it's amazing. What you've done is amazing.
Thank you, Justin Goodearth, over on Rumble with the $10 donation.
Oh, Justin, thank you.
Amazing, brother. Thank you so much. He says, your ghost box is triggering some great memories, sir. Oh, very cool, brother. I'm glad. I would love for the fact, if there was ever an opportunity that we could investigate together, I would be willing to make a journey to make that happen, brother. If you got some places to check out, we can be there. All right. Let's continue a little more here.
Mr. Davenport, is your wife with you right now? If so, could you please turn the flashlight off?
Just boom.
Yeah.
Question, answer.
So
That's
they're
good.
together. Did they live here together?
Huh?
His wife lived here with him as well?
Yeah, she lived like 15 years after, and she died in the same room.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I wonder
Intuitively.
when they closed it, it came close to being torn down, how you felt.
That must have been devastating. Was that a sad time for you, Mr. Davenport? When your hotel, this jewel of a place, was nearly destroyed and is not still here? Okay. I can't imagine. This would have been such a tragic loss.
Does it make you happy that your hotel is doing so well now?
Yeah.
Thank you. You should be very proud.
It's kind of too bad he wasn't interred here somewhere, huh?
Oh yeah, I know.
You know, that would be
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, because I know, like with churches, a lot of time the founding priests or ministers are buried on their church. That's the church they built. Well, this is kind of his church. His, I don't know, his statement. Yeah.
Oh, you think that's a good idea, huh?
Yeah, they should have.
Is this your crowning achievement, Mr. Davenport? Is this turned out how you wanted it, how you foresaw it? Thank you.
I mean, you got to, it's like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. It was just so on point and so relevant. These were indications from who we believe was Louis Davenport or Louis Davenport. I was never sure how to pronounce it because it's spelled like Louis or Louis. I pronounce it Louis because he was from Oklahoma. So, I mean, it's not the most French place, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. And there's a whole bunch of that on this video. There's a bit more. And then the final part of our investigation of the lobby. I think Brent is a great role model for conducting investigations. Aw, thank you, Maggie. I appreciate that. I think the intellectual curiosity of the ghosts will dictate what and how they interact. Absolutely, Rachel. And maybe that's why the ghost chose to interact with us, because I can't think of anything more disturbing, to be in whatever state they're in, but it's like having someone storm into your house and start asking you to move furniture and turn on lights and turn off lights. You'd be like, get the hell out. What are you doing? But we didn't take that approach. And we found, a couple of times now that we'll just have things on and like the flashlight and other things and just sit and have a conversation. And oftentimes I think these spirits choose to join in. Like maybe they're interested in what we're saying. There's some points on here that I asked a very specific question about what it's like to be spirit. And we got a very cool indication and insight. And it might be substantiate a theory that I have. But I'm going to let you watch the video to get to that yourself. Yeah. But this is the first investigation video. I do apologize for the audio. The audio was really all over the place. But again, this was just recorded on a cell phone. And I now have better equipment in many thanks to those of you who have sent in donations and stuff, because I've tried to apply as much of that either to us going for conferences or to upgrading equipment so that we can do better investigations for you guys. So Brent, 'tis true. Thank you, Maggie.
I'll be honest. Until you said anything, I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, this is on a phone. Actually, I wouldn't have known.
Oh, really? I mean, I had it turned up to 4K quality, so I think it did a good job. And again, this has been, I rendered it at 1080p from the video program, and so did Jimmy. Jimmy actually did the lion's share of the editing on this. I really just, he would fire off versions and we'd talk back and forth, and he'd narrow down the vision accordingly. And then I did the sound design of just adding the effects, but the sound effects to the visual cues, because I think it makes them so much more, poignant than a flashlight just turning on and off with absolutely no sound versus the wow.
Yeah.
It just grabs your attention like, wow. So there is something to be said when you're watching those videos. There's a reason they do that, because it really does grab your attention and bring you into the experience a little more. Sound design is huge. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I'm not gonna reveal the final segment, because that to me really substantiates. I will say, however, the chair that is highlighted in the final section is this one over here, the empty chair. So I just want you to know that, because it definitely substantiates, there was someone here. Now I will tell you. Well, no, I can't tell you without revealing it. So
No, you can't.
I can't say much more than that, but I will say that, this is the best evidence we got. There was more things that happened. And I've shared this before, but if any of you weren't here when I shared it, there were lots of things that happened that weren't on camera. One of which was my missing shoe. Repeatedly in that damn circus room, when I take off my shoes, and I've shared this on the show before, but I'm going to share it again. I don't like kick my shoes off like a kid coming home from school. I was wearing flip flops this day. I wear them as much as I can because I hate shoes and socks, but I step out of my shoes. I like put my feet together and then step out of each shoe, and they stay there until I step back in them to wear them again. And that's just the way I roll. However, and just to give you a little background, that you saw the images of the circus room. The first bed was mine, and I put my shoes right by the side of the bed near the wall, and I stepped out carefully, and there they were. And it was when I first got there. And then Charles and I talked. I recorded that segment that you saw at the beginning of he and I talking and talking about the dowsing rods and stuff. And, we'd done the dowsing rods, and then we decided that we were going to go down, just do some sightseeing, talk to some staff and stuff, which we did, and record some, what I wanted to be B-roll, but we didn't end up using any of it. Very little of it. But I went to go put my shoes on. There's one shoe there. Like, where the hell's my other shoe? And I'm looking around the floor, and it's nowhere. And I know that Charles nor I walked in that area. I mean, it was just, I almost knocked my water over. But I'm talking with my hands here, But I will say that, I went back to put on my shoes. There's one shoe, and I'm like, where is it? And I had the feeling get down, to look under the bed. So I get down under the bed. Underneath the middle of the bed is my one shoe that I'm missing. Like, well, how the hell did that get under there? And then I thought, well, maybe I just absentmindedly must have bumped it or something when I took it off or whatever. So I just thought about it. I thought it was weird, but I couldn't say, well, that's obviously a ghost. But what I did after that is every time I came back in the room, I carefully took my feet out and looked visually as I'm walking away, stepping away. There they are. And then I'd walk away and stay away from that area. The next time we go to leave, there's one shoe. Look under the bed again. My shoe's in the middle of the under that bed. That's a king size bed. So, here I am, pudgy me on the floor fishing out a shoe again. And then a third time. It happened 3 times. I take off my shoes carefully, walk away, come back. There's one shoe. What? It was like something was going, what's this? And grabbing my shoe and making me earn it every time we wanted to leave. It's like, oh, you dick. But it was funny. It was really funny. Justin Gooders likes the sound. Thank you, brother. What did you say, Sheldon?
I'm assuming you never heard, because if it was a forceful throw, you probably would have heard some thuds. So I'm guessing you didn't hear any sounds of...
No. And we were talking and, and doing whatever. So it wasn't like we were sitting there quietly. So, I mean, we just didn't know. But again, remember, we had a lot of equipment failures. Battery drains like crazy. You'll also see in the portal session that we did up in the room where the ball flashed. I probably changed about 4 or 5 batteries just to keep things running. And you'll see at the end of that the battery, that was a brand new battery on that reverb, and it starts clicking and doing the thing that it did here. I had battery drain here in the studio. It's very similar to that. Maybe I dragged something home with me. Hell, I don't know. Maybe it came home and was like, yeah, I'm going to suck your batteries here too. But it just doesn't stand a reason. And then my speaker wouldn't turn on at all. It would not function. Fresh batteries, I tried 2 sets of batteries, would not turn on. Used Charles, worked fine. His camera, one of his cameras, would not work. Just wouldn't work. And so we had a lot of equipment failure. My shoe kept disappearing under the bed, and the child noise, like that giggle or whatever that we heard. And then it wasn't there anymore. So there was lots of things like that aren't included in the film. But, well, the battery draining and clicking on the reverb, you'll see when you watch that is there. But I really want these videos, and there's another one we're working on now, so we'll try to get that done as quickly as we can. As Jimmy and I work together, we're going to get better at this, but we're trying, and we're going to get that one out. It's another haunted hotel that we checked out in Spokane, Washington, called the Montvale. And I can't tell you when it'll be wrapped up and done. Jimmy's got a full life. I've got a full life, and we're doing it when we can. But, I just hope that as we make these videos, you guys will do what you can to share it out to groups. If you go to YouTube or Rumble, grab the link to share it. Share it everywhere you can, because I really want this to become a big part of what the Paranormal Portal is. But of all the things that we do, this is the one that's going to be the most, well, no easier way to say it, but expensive. And I need to be able to generate the ability to get out there to do it, to buy equipment, to provide lodging for me and whomever that goes with, food, gas, everything. I mean, it's all. And so I don't ever like to ask for help. But if you can at least help me share these videos out so that more people see them, so they get more traffic, that would be amazing to me. It would really help me. I could go on YouTube and grab the link and put it in the chats if you guys want to grab the link and share it. Again, I don't want to be pushy about this, but it really is something I love doing, and I really want to do a lot more of it and get to more locations. And it's going to take a lot for that to happen. So one of the biggest things you guys can do is to, help me create awareness and to get people to view these things so that YouTube recommends it and liking it and commenting, and Rumble liking. I will tell you, Rumble has been surprisingly good for live streams. However, the videos that I've done and uploaded to there hardly get any movement at all. And I don't know what that is, if it's just, because we're a newer channel on Rumble, or what it is. But, any help you guys can do in pushing that forward would mean the world to me. So, Justin Goodearth grabbed the link and put it in the Rumble chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Justin.
Justin Sane said, "Love you, Brent. I have thank you. I mean, I have no money, but I always try and like and comment to help you, YouTube algorithm." That's perfect. I mean, honestly, asking for monetary donations is a big, big ask, especially today. And I just can't do it. I can't go, "Hey guys, I need you to go to the GoFundMe and help me out so we can get out there." I can't do that. In good heart and conscience, I can't ask that of you guys. But what I will ask is just that. Help me support the channel and help me get the word out there. Help people learn about what we're doing. Maybe more people will like it and they'll do the same, and it will be this huge motion forward for us to expand and grow and to push this vision forward. That's the greatest thing I can ask of you guys, is just help me let people know that we're here and what we're doing, and maybe they'll like it. Maybe they won't, and that's fair too. I don't think everybody that sees us is going to love us, but I think a lot more people would like us if they knew we were here.
True.
And I'm doing everything I can, but again, there's only one me, and I just don't have much time to devote to developing marketing strategies and things like that. And I certainly can't pay for it done. So, I'm just, like all of you, I'm just getting by too, but, we just want it to keep growing. So anything you can help, I'm always out there promoting your channel. I know you are, Karen, and so many of you have been awesome. Every time I see that somebody shared one of my posts for the videos, I always try to love it, let you know I see it. It means the world to me. You guys have been amazing. Honest to God, I don't advertise anything we do. And we are where we're at because of all of you guys, not because, I've, paid a fortune in getting, a marketing firm to get us out there. I mean, God, if I could, I would, but.
Yeah. Hey, we got a question from earlier. I just forgot to read it. Maggie asks, "Do you have any theory as to why batteries get drained?"
It's an interesting phenomena. A lot of people suggest, well, the spirits use that energy, but we don't know that spirits are electric. We know that they seem to affect magnetic fields, electromagnetic fields. We don't know that they're electromagnetic, but it seems that at least electromagnetic is is a piece of evidence that we can observe and measure and use to help substantiate that they're here. What I will say is that they are energetic, and perhaps just being in close proximity, and it may not be an intentional drain, but it might be just that their energy field may interact with our electronics and cause surprising energy battery bleeds, or in many cases, a lot of paranormal teams, and I've experienced battery drain many times, but some paranormal teams will have a battery go dead, and then once they leave an area, suddenly their battery is fine. So being in a location, so that's where I think, well, maybe it's just the proximity of that energy, or certain energies. Maybe it's not all of them. We don't know that we're always dealing with human spirits, but there might be other things that we perceive as spirits or ghosts, but are not formerly people. They might be something else entirely, but they just aren't quite in our world in a physical sense. Maybe they're here in an energetic sense, and we just call them elementals, or other types of spirits or entities, jinn, angels, who knows? Maybe perhaps all of those being here affect the electronics, and of course, extraterrestrials too. But I'm just saying. So, do we know why? No, but that's my theory, is that maybe they don't suck electricity to use it like they're a flashlight, but perhaps they're being in proximity with their energy affects our electronics and causes those anomalous things like battery drain, or equipment not working, equipment unable to work. So that's my thoughts on that. I can't afford to give anything either, but I do like and subscribe and share their content. I know, please, I hope you all understand. I don't want anybody to ever feel bad for not being able to, fork out some cash. That's really the furthest thing from my heart. I just love that you guys are here. I love that you're interacting, and when you do, and I love those that just like to watch. It's all wonderful. I'm just hoping that all of you that are watching and interacting or whatever are sharing and liking and commenting when you can, because all of those things really do feed the algorithm and help us get promoted on these different platforms. So yeah, but thank you for all of the love and everything you guys have done. Because again, I was starting to say, and I don't think I finished it, but I don't advertise this, and I've said it before, but we are where we are because of your guys' efforts, you guys telling people and bringing new people in. Some people stumble in by themselves too, and I maybe shouldn't use stumble, but it sounds like a bunch of drunkards. Hey, what's this? And that's not what I mean, but I just, it's just every little bit helps. Help in whatever way you can, and that would mean the world to me. And if you don't really care, then do whatever you do. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a mandate for being here. I'm just thrilled you guys are here checking it out. Even if you only watch one show, that's great. Thanks for giving us a shot. That's all I can ask. So, at any rate, what's our time looking like? It's been a whole show. It's been a whole show, Sheldon. So I would ask that you guys, I was going to grab that. Could you grab that YouTube link for that? Go into YouTube.
I'll throw it in.
Yeah, throw it in the YouTube and Twitch chats.
Yes.
Well, it's already going to go to, well, no, you got to do it to both, don't you? Yeah, when I do it, it goes to both, but that's because I got the controls. I got the control center. So there, guys, Sheldon just posted a link to the haunted Davenport Hotel investigation video. I hope you guys watch it. Again, we watched a pretty good share of it tonight, but there's more, and I just hope you guys will put the word out there. We definitely want to do a lot more investigating. There's several videos that I've been sitting on forever, just trying to find time for it. But I'm so glad we finally put one out there. And if you're a channel member on YouTube, you'll get early access to these when they're ready. I gave 2-day early access to our YouTube channel members as a thank you. And so for those of you that took advantage of that, I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for your love and support. But don't worry, it'll be open to everybody in just a couple days. So, I love watching this channel, past videos while snacking on snacks as I lay in bed before I sleep. We're just tucking you in, Nate. It's my pleasure to put you to bed every night. And yeah, great. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Justin Sane says, love everyone here. We have the best family. We really do. Very strange. I mean, I don't know how you guys came here, but I love you all. And I say it every show, and it sounds cheesy, but I couldn't be more sincere. You guys are another family to me. Yeah, absolutely. So just don't ask me for money.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe are you going to do any more member streams soon?
Oh gosh, I really been so exhausted lately, and I apologize to the members. I do love doing the member streams, but it's just I've needed every spare night that I've had just to decompress, because I've literally been in this chair for weeks. I mean, literally weeks, for like 14 hours plus per day, 16 hours. 14 to 16 hours, probably. I maybe get like 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep every night. So I'm constantly running on fumes. And then just real life happens. So, Mrs. Portal and Minion, they, have things they got to do and need me to do. And I'm the only one that drives. So, you know how that works. So, yeah, I do want to do more again. And I will, I promise. It's just I don't know. But I apologize for dropping the ball on that. It's just been so hard to keep up. And it's a labor of love. I don't mean to whine. Honest to God, I love every minute of this. It's just, I'm trying to, keep up right now. Yeah. Once I put out some fires, we'll get, and nothing by fire meaning bad. It's just things that I have to focus on and get done. So,
yeah.
And there's a lot of those right now. There's a lot of things and upcoming events. So anyway, tomorrow night it's just going to be me. Jimmy can't make it tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you'll tune in tomorrow night, and we'll run through the portal again and take care of you, Brent. Thank you, Maggie. And no, I don't mean to whine, so please forgive me if it sounds like I'm whining. It's just, I don't know. I've honestly thought, as I was sitting here for those long days, it's like, oh God, I'm absolutely just tired. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm tired doing what I love, but it's better. I've worked a lot of jobs where I was tired doing what I didn't love, and I feel very blessed to have this. So, I guess that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Sheldon, anything in closing?
Of course, we got the paranormal homepage, paranormalportal.net. Putting it in the chat right now. Feel free to stay up to date on the next podcast, next episodes, and schedule your own interview if you have anything crazy to share, or even if it's just a little weird. Feel free. Also, Discord, going to throw that link in the chat as well. Feel free to join the community. Join the family. Lots of great discussions on there, guys, so feel free.
Oh, and Taipan says, Brent, this is really cool. Look forward to seeing the full investigation, man. Absolutely. And in all fairness, and I haven't uploaded everything to Rumble for our Rumble crew, and that's Taipan is always over there, and a wonderful new friend of ours. But there's a lot of videos on our YouTube channel that I've done live investigations here in the studio and got some incredible stuff. I will tell you, if you want to catch a couple of those, very edited down for time, you can go to TikTok, or I think Instagram has those videos as well. So if you find the Paranormal Portal TikTok or Instagram, I don't know if it's Brent Thomas or Paranormal Portal for either of those. I just click a link and it opens. So I have a link tree. I should probably put that out there sometime too. But anyway, you can check them out there and at least see some highlights from those. I've got some incredibly profound evidence right here next to me on the table. And that's about 6 feet away from me where I sit and do the shows. Oh, Nate, coming in again, Nate. Jeez.
Whoa, Nate. Thank you.
Wow. Chronicles, Bigfoot, and The Confessionals are two other channels I listen to, including this one. Keep up the awesomeness. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Nate.
I'm in great company with those guys. They're Wes is a dear friend, and Tony's been a wonderful friend as well. So I'm fortunate to be in company with those guys. So I appreciate your love and support, man. All of your love and supports. And so that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We ended up going a couple minutes long. But thank you, everybody, for being here and being a part of the journey. I hope you enjoyed this, kind of breaking down this video in person with me. And I can fill in some of the gray areas that I didn't cover as well in the video. Again, this video was very much a learning experience. There's another one from Coloma that was done before this, but it's such a mess and I haven't had a time to go in there and really tighten it up and make it more cohesive. So, at any rate, thank you all for everything. Remember, we love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice, take care of each other, help each other out, find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'll be back tomorrow night, just you guys and me, and we'll do another 2 hours. More traditional probably, but if you have questions and stuff, please bring them to the show. We'll talk about whatever. I pull up articles, but I'm happy to just discuss stuff with you too. So we can do that. But anyway, good night, everybody. Get some sleep, get all well rested, and I'll see you tomorrow night right here on the portal. Good night, everybody.
Good night.